are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk entertainment. A lot going on today. Well, not really. We'll have more like Tampa Giant videos on Wednesday. Saquon Barkley, Andrew Thomas may potentially be playing on Monday. But we'll start covering the Tampa game on Wednesday-ish. Also, we'll have a new Nick video out today, and we will have an OG Online Big Blue subscriber-only video coming up this afternoon as well. It's $1.99 a month to subscribe. I couldn't make it free. I tried. I think we got like 10 people signed up so far. When we hit the magic number of 20, we're going to do members-only live streams because that'll be fun. That'll be interesting. But the new video will be out this afternoon. Got a lot going on. I get a question a lot because I'm in towards the Philadelphia area, and it's the big team, of course, here is Pittsburgh and the Eagles. So I got a lot of Eagle fan friends. The whole neighborhood's Eagle fans. The lone giant flag, but I stand alone, suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune. But they always ask me, Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, which one would you rather have if you had a choice? You had two quarterbacks to pick. And my neighbor actually asked me this again. Someone on the stream asked me this too. You have two quarterbacks to pick, and they're the only two. Which one would you take at this point in their careers? And I thought that was an interesting question because at one point in time, I said neither. And people are like, oh, you're going to pick Jalen Hurts now because you said neither. No, because each quarterback has their own strengths and each quarterback has their own weaknesses. I was thinking back to a couple months ago. The Athletic came out with their ranking of NFL executives and coaches, and Daniel Jones, of course, was ranked as a tier 3 quarterback. And one NFL quarterback coach believed that Jones just needed simply more time to get reps, to be where he needs to be. He says the NFL is not patient. They're not giving the chance to develop and learn the system. This guy's coming right away, play well. Other guys need 2-3 years, and they're ready to roll. Okay. And then one guy came out and said, Jones's fatal flaw has been turnovers, but it's because he holds on to the ball too long, said the defensive coach. That worries me all the time. Sometimes it's a product of the office. I'm not sure that is the case. It's like he doesn't see things all the time. Philly's end game with the strip sack, not because they got a great rush, but because he holds on the ball too long. I worry that he can't get past that. I see that as well. And like I said, this was before the start of the season. And I'm bringing this up because a lot of these things that they spoke about in this article, I think it was back in July or June, I don't remember, is true. I mean, he hasn't really progressed through what he needs to be. And then one coach said they are built to be a 7-on-7 team with the weapons they have. And if they can't put up points with this group, he will never be able to, said one executive. And I know they ranked 22nd out of 32, but being a third-tier quarterback by these standards and watching his level of play this year, and I know people are going to be pointing out to the fact, well, he's down on turnovers. He's only got 5 interceptions. He also only has 8 touchdowns. I mean, that's still a cause for concern. And he's already fumbled 7 times as well. So that's still an issue. He's still not looking downfield. He's completing nice high percentage completion rate passes, which is good. But he's not completing for any yards. I mean, the last 3 games, we're 2-1 in. He's got 69% completed, 68 and 75. But then you look at his yardage total, it's 200, 220, 110. And we're not talking yet. We're not talking the fact he's only throwing the ball 17 times, 33, 32, 20 times. He's still holding on to the ball too long. He's still not looking deep. And then also, if you look at, again, his running, and I told you this was going to happen. This was going to happen sooner or later. The defenses were going to figure out that you need to contain Jones and do not be over-aggressive at times because that's when Jason Garrett's going to take the advantage of you. Outside of the Washington game, which was in week 2, he had 95 yards rushing. His rushing totals And he did have quite a number of design runs in the Carolina game. His rushing totals is 39 yards, 27, 9, 4, 28, 12, and 17. So, I mean, the progression for Jones, in my mind, and like I say, if you look outside the giant bubble, he's just not there. He's not moving forward. Is he a good quarterback? No. Is he an average quarterback? Sure. Is he a quarterback that you can win with if you have a good defense and everything's perfect around him? I would say yes. Is he a playoffs caliber Super Bowl quarterback? I have to say at this point in time, no. He has the physical attributes, and we've talked about this a million times. Jones has the physical attributes, but I think though that thing between his ears is what's slowing him down. I'm not saying he's not intelligent. There's a difference between smarts and football smarts. He doesn't progress. He doesn't process what he sees on the field quickly enough to deliver it to his arm to make the throw. And sometimes we're talking about a matter of seconds. Peyton Manning, great example, and I'm not comparing him to Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning could process, same with Tom Brady at times, they could process the field within like 2 seconds. Daniel Jones might take 4 or 5 seconds to process things, and by the time he makes the play or makes the throw, it's too late. We've said it a million times in this league. People are like, well, he doesn't have separation. No, in this league, you throw your receivers open. You throw to a spot. You create your own window. And he hasn't been showing that yet. Outside of the big 400-yard game, his highest passing total was 267 yards. And that was on 37 attempts. And that was in the loss to Denver where he lost that big fumble. Now, I was also talking about Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts has his own problems. He's got his own issues, but if you break down the last, and again, you can't look at a small sample, but if you break down the last 3 games where I believe the Eagles are, what are the Eagles in the last 3 games? The Eagles' last 3 games are 2-1. They beat Detroit, the Chargers, and Denver. They beat Detroit, lost to the Chargers, then beat Denver. I mean, a lot of people will point that to Jalen's being kind of like his turnaround. He's completed 67% of his passes for 441 yards and 3 touchdowns to go with 1 interception over the last 3 games. But one thing outside of Daniel Jones you have to look at over those 3 starts, he's rushed the ball 31 times for 189 yards. You know what the funny thing is with Jalen? I've said this a million times with Daniel Jones. Jalen can actually create his own opportunities off the pass. Daniel doesn't do that. Daniel does everything. If you watch, you go back to a couple weeks ago against Carolina. I mentioned the Giants were going to probably use a floating pocket, which they did. So they rolled Daniel out to the left, they rolled him out to the right multiple times. He can't do that on his own. Jalen can. He can move around the pocket. He can find the opportunity. He has good pocket presence. But like I said, he's not completing the big passes. And Philly's still winning. But, to me, over 3 games, you have 443 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's great, but that's also not filling me with a ton of confidence. What Hurts has to do is he has to eliminate the bad throws that he made his rookie season. That's what he has to do. Now, people will look at the fun stat of the on-target throws, which means he's going to hit the intended receiver. Hurts has improved from 60.7 to 70.1, while his bad throw index, which is poor throws per attempt, has dropped from 26.7 to 13.3 during his rookie season. So he's made a progression. He's doing something different. If you take a look at his stat, he's got the Eagles at 4-6. He's completed 62% of his passes for 2,159 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. And he's also rushed for 5 touchdowns. So he's creating offensive opportunities. And also, if you take a look at his rushing totals, 62, 82, 35, 47, 30, 44, 61, 71, 62, 53. So he's running the ball effectively. Kind of reminds me of Malik Willis. I love bringing up Malik Willis now because it pisses some people off that I bring it up. So that's why I keep bringing it up. As a Ticks you love. Tim, you know, it's all you're ever talking about is only cool. There's other people in the draft. Yeah, I know that. But now I know it just pissed some people off. So that I'm just going to just do that in general. So he's creating opportunities not also with his arm, but with his legs. And that's an interesting combination. And like I said, I am shocked to hell that they have that he has the Eagles at 4-6. I mean, I am literally shocked to SHI blank. Because there's no way in heck that I would think that I did not give, and a lot of people say, well, a lot of his touchdowns are garbage touchdowns. You've created 18 touchdowns for your team. A lot of those aren't garbage touchdowns, and I like I said, I have to watch the Philly games because the Philly games are sometimes I have the dish, but sometimes when the Giants aren't on, the only games that are on the Philly games and the Steeler games. So I gotta watch the Philly games. So, you know, I've watched him. He still makes his mistakes. He still, I don't think completely understands the nuances of where he needs to go with the ball. I think his reads are somewhat off, but he's made an improvement over his rookie season. Dude had a 91-yard pass this year. And you can also see that he's only been, I mean, the Philly line's not that great. They got the all-pro center. But he's only been sacked 16 times. And I think a lot of that being sacked a smaller amount of times is because of the fact that he is mobile. That he is able to create his own opportunities. So in a long story short, would I want either Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones at this progression in their career? And that's a really good question. And I'm going to answer that question on OG Online Big Blue's paid subscriber service. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. Who would I want at this point in their career? Now, Daniel Jones has more of a body of work. So there's more of an unknown with Jalen. And sometimes the unknown's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing because you don't know, you're not sure where it's going to go from there. But also sometimes it's a bad thing because the wheels could fall off the Hurts bus real easy. And Daniel Jones has shown flashes where he could be a big-time, big-game quarterback. Well, not a big-game quarterback, but a big-time quarterback. But then you look at Jalen, and he is a guy that at 6'1", 223 pounds, he seems to be capable of running the ball. He seems to be capable of knowing where he is where he needs to be in the pocket. He's got a couple, like I said, he threw for 300 yards in that loss to KC. He threw for 300 yards in that loss to Dallas. And a lot of people say those are garbage yardages, and I understand that. But he also beat Atlanta with 3 touchdown passes, so there's not a lot of garbage there. They also beat Carolina, but the Giants beat Carolina as well. They took down Detroit, but he only had to throw the ball 14 times in Detroit. I mean, it's an interesting situation because, like I said, I'm still leaning to picking neither. I would still looking to get something in the draft. But if I had to, if you had to ask me the question, I had to give you an answer, I would probably have to go with Jalen. And that's going to piss off a lot of Giant fans, but I don't care because it's called being honest. I think he has shown the ability to be a starting quarterback consistently. He has thrown, if you look at his completion percentages, it's 69, 64, 64. Then he had some bad games at 52, 49. But then he goes back to 66, 64, 77. So, I mean, like I said, if I had to choose between the two, I would probably have to go with Jalen. We're going to talk a little bit more about this on OG Online Big Blue. Paid subscriber service, $1.99, and all money goes to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. So if you haven't, sign up, and you can hear the rest of this wonderful video. We're also going to have a Nick video out today. Start talking about the Tampa Bay game on Wednesday. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York sports talk and entertainment. And once again, that's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.